As regards the Wike case, I would have loved to do more on Joshua, but rather than Wike, it's fine. But as regards the Wike case, yes, it's obviously certain that what Fubara did to the APC is a masterstroke. So when Wike feels impacted, definitely he too will go on a power show. And that's why it's probably going to all the local governments to reassert himself. And he's saying he's still going to have a local government hall. The conversation about 001, when they asked him that question, he just spiked him. He was taken back and said he'll be the one to determine because he's the one that has the structure. Yes, he has the structure in the state, no doubt about that. So it's President Tinubu's call. But it's even a dicey one for both Wike and Fubara. Because President Tinubu has now been provided a very good vantage point for Rivers. Who does he want to work with? Is he going to put Fubara as an incumbent governor, or is he going to pick Wike? Based on historical antecedents, and based on the interview Dr. Abati had with Seyi Makinde, it has shown that President Tinubu might act in good faith when it comes to political agreements. Because you remember when Seyi Makinde said he went to meet the president and said, oh, at least we should be able to have an impute who's going to be minister from the states. He didn't listen to him. He put his own person there. So it's a dicey one for both of them. But time will reveal who President Tinubu will work with. President Tinubu will say, okay, I'm tired of Wike's excesses. Let me go with the way of Fubara. And definitely if he goes with the way of Fubara, then he's going to get a second. And Wike that keeps showboating about structure. Structures are not cast in stone. Structures come, structures go, structures evolve. At a point in this country, there used to be a man called Babade Dibu in Ibadan, Malete. Babade Dibu had a very big hold on the Ibadan political structure. He had a big hold on everything. In fact, it was so powerful that he led his fight with the governor, led to the impeachment of Senator Rauf, Governor Rauf, Governor Lamidi Adewolu Ladoja, who is now the Olubadan of Ibadan, Oba Lamidi Adewolu Ladoja. But once Adedibu died, other people inherited the structure. Once the bigger structure, the power that be, says they are not going to deal with Wike, it's going to be a problem. So I'm sure Wike will probably, in the next 1 year, and this political cycle as well as 2026, do everything to woo and attract and put very good Cicerobia on himself to be able to attract the favor of President Tinubu. But it's an interesting time. In all of this, President Tinubu will be the one to decide and he'll be the winner for it.
Right. Dr. Abati, your take on this?
Okay. Yeah, okay. How much time do we have left to look at these issues? First, let's deal with the Wike interview, which he had. Now, in that interview, Nyesom Wike, Minister of the Federal Republic, dealt with a number of issues. In fact, looking at the spectacle itself, I was amused. He had the flag of Nigeria behind him, the flag of the Federal Capital Territory around him. In terms of optics, you know, this advertisement for myself, you know, yeah, from Nyesom Wike looks absolutely, in my view, ridiculous. However, to go to the substance of the interview itself, he was talking about Fubara not being the leader of the APC in Rivers State. When he was governor, he asserted himself as leader of the party, at that time the PDP, in Rivers State. So what he wanted for himself, he does not want for another person. And then, of course, he says, Fubara must not call himself 001. So who is 001 in Rivers State? I see it as his emotional reaction to the fact that Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, is trying to beat him at his own game. The man has now decided to join the APC and say, if this is the way the game is played, let us play it the same way. Now, Nyesom Wike, in staying in Rivers State, we were told, has been visiting constituencies, visiting local governments. Please, in what capacity? As who? His only relevance at this time is Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. So he will say he's playing politics in River State, but what is his bona fide? What is the bona fide that he has ascribed to himself? And then, of course, he's doing end of the year media party in Port Harcourt. I hope he's paying for that because there is cost involved. I hope he's paying for that with his own personal resources and not with federal government resources. The final point is that, look, I think Wike is just delusional. He thinks he's more important than he is. But he should be reminded that there is time to all of this. There is nemesis to all of this. He can say he's this and that. And I hope that at the end of the day, he and President Tinubu, that he says is helping, will reach a proper concurrence. He talked about the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde. He was saying that, Seyi Makinde, all that talk about what Seyi Makinde said and what he said, saying he would deliver the PDP to the governor of, to the president of Nigeria, President Tinubu. What are we supposed to make of all of that? So there's a lot of grandstanding, self-advertisement for myself, and a lot of childishness that I saw in that interview. But the high point of it was when Lere Olayinka, our good friend, came and knelt down, trying to serve the master. What is all this? Look, when we were in government, and I say it authoritatively, when I was in government, sycophancy was tradition then, before and after, generally in Nigerian government. When people would kneel down before President Jonathan, he would tell them, stand up, stand up, stand up. So, no, please, I'm not a monarch. Don't kneel down before me. In fact, I saw people crawling. This is how they behave. So, but Lere Olayinka, maybe, perhaps, understands the game better than some of us. So he will kneel down and serve the master. But to what end? So for both Wike